Come on, in we go. We want a slice of that. Oh, wow, that's hot. Look at that. Is that something special? Look at that. Look at the layers of cheese in there. That looks absolutely sensational. Wow. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today, potato, cabbage, onion pie. Meatless pie, absolutely delicious. And we're going to serve it with a cheese sauce. Nice and straightforward to make. All we got to do is get some potatoes on to boil. And I'm going to shove them on behind me as I prep the onions and cabbage at the front. Now onions can't be any simpler. We just want to cube them. Just dice them up. Any which way that you normally dice onions. Now there's no garlic for this one, but you know, if you wanted to put garlic in, not a problem. Onions to one side while we prep our cabbage. Cabbage can't be any easier. We don't want that in there. If you want to suck on a stalk, up to you. Please feel free, but we don't need it for this recipe. So that's coming out of there. Nice and steady. Now these are only little cabbages, so I'm going to do both. So feel free to use it in a soup or a stock, anything you want, that's up to you. Right, we need to slice our cabbage. Nice and steady, don't rush it. And just chuck your cabbage in a bowl. So just carry on with the rest of your cabbage. So there you go, there's our cabbage. So it's a nice straightforward cook on this one actually. We want some butter in there. About that much. Flame on. So you got about 2 tablespoons of butter there, look. Just whiz that round in there. In with your onions. We don't have to wait any length of time for this. Start to cook your onions off, get rid of that rawness in there. Now we're going to start this off first, then we're putting the cabbage in, all in the same pan. Little whiz round in there. So when they've had a little minute, we can start introducing our cabbage. Now there is quite a lot of cabbage, but it will wilt down. So we're going to go in there with a little bit of salt on top of there as well. That's going to help bring out that moisture. It's already wilting down there, look. Lovely. In with the rest of that cabbage. Get it wilted down. Now cook your cabbage for as long as you want, that's up to you. Cabbage does not need cooking down till it's all soggy and falling to pieces. Try and keep a bit of texture in there. In there with a little bit of black pepper. And this is the ingredient for this one today, caraway seeds. You either like it or you don't. You don't have to put them in. You can put any herbs or seasoning in of your choice, but caraway works really well in here. Job done, turn off. Let it cool just a second and we're going to stir some cheese through that. So take a little bit of cheese and stir that through. So that's going to melt completely in there with that. And then when we put it together, we're going to add some more cheese with this and the mash. Now we have to keep these fairly dry. So it wants a little bit of butter in there. And it wants a splash of milk. No more. Season to taste, salt, pepper, mash. As you can see, this is a fairly dry mix, exactly what I want. I want just a little bit of moisture in there, not much. The moisture that's in that cabbage with that butter will be added to this. It'll be fine. That's enough mashing for me. I want texture in my mashed potato, but you know, that's entirely up to yourselves if you want to make it creamy. And then whilst this is still hot, I'm going to stir in my cabbage. So just stir that through there, get it all fully incorporated. Oh, that looks fabulous. You know, you think this type of recipe is dry, but it isn't. When it's cooked inside the pie, with the cabbage in there and everything, it will still be a nice moist filling. It will be delicious. Okay, there we have it. All we got to do now, put that to one side, make up a cheese sauce and make the pastry. Okay, in here I've got my flours and my fats. And a little pinch of salt. We're just going to bring it all together. Now there is a full video explaining the ingredients of my pastry, which I'll put a link there and you can go look at it. So lift and drop. This is room temperature everything. There is absolutely nothing cold here whatsoever, as you all know. So let's just get that in there like that. Well, it's quite warm here today actually. It's about 70 degrees, which is nice. It's nice and pleasant. I'm sure it's going to be hotter later. Okay, in here I've got my egg, I've got some water, and I've got some apple cider vinegar. Give that a beat up. Our flour mix in there with that. Turn over your fork, bring it in. In with your hand, bring it together. Pastry, good enough. We want about 2/3, 1/3, something like that. That's going to be our top. That's going to be our bottom. And let's get on. Okay, this is a 9-inch tin and I want to line it. As per always, I always line my tins. So straight over there with some parchment paper like that, fold it over like that, and you always keep with the fold it like that. That'll do. Turn over your tin, work out where the middle is, somewhere around about there, and flip over your tin. That will do nicely in there. Okay, pastry. Okay, we haven't let it rest, so it's going to be a bit soft, but don't worry about it. We're using a big tin today, 9-inch. It is cracked there, look, so we have to be careful, as it will split all the way down. And if it does, we've got some serious patching up to do. Right, drop that in there. Straight in there like that. No biggie, just work it down with your fingers and your hands. Get it in there. Pastry base done. Our mix in there. Oh, it is a bit warm. Squash it down with a spoon. Take a little bit of your cheese in there. More of that in there. Squash it out in there. Try and even it round. In there, more cheese. The rest of that filling. A little bit of cheese. Fantabulistic. One side. Roll out your lid. Lid on pie. Tuck down. Don't force it down, just tuck down. Fold over. If you've got too much, take off. You can feel it with your hands as you're going along. Tuck over and in. Just work it round. You can feel how much pastry you've got on there. Now, you haven't got much on, to be honest. Unruly mess on the top as usual. 2 fingers, 1 finger. Nice and steady. Just put a nice little edge on there. Right, this one, it's still got to breathe inside. We've got all that veg and everything in there. So, what about 3 of those in there? I'm going to stick the oven on. We're going to go for 180. We're going to egg wash our pie. Now, as always with pies, when you egg wash the end, try not to get too much down the inside of there, because it will stick. But that's the good thing about using these springform tins. You run your knife round and it comes out. So we've got that fabulous pie there. All we're going to do is stick it on a tray, stick it in there. So that in the oven. This looks beautiful actually. We're going to cook it for about 30 minutes. We might even do 35 actually. Have a look at it. So we've got about 30-35 minutes at 180. Same at home really. 190. There you go. There we have it. That'll do. Let's have that out of there. Oh, come on. Just look at that. That is absolutely fabulous. What a pie. Usual. Leave it about 6 or 7 minutes. Let it cool down and we're going to pop the tin. Let's pop that out of there. That is looking absolutely tremendous. I think we're just going to cut it there and then we'll take it off the base afterwards. Let's come in. Oh, come on. Crumbly, crumbly. Fantastic short crust pastry as always. Come on, we want a slice of pie, don't we? Come on, in we go. We want a slice of that. Oh, wow, that's hot. Look at that. Is that something special? It's absolutely steaming, but look at that. Look at the layers of cheese in there. That looks absolutely sensational. Wow. Serve it with some veggies and a little bit of cheese sauce. Come on, look at that. That is phenomenal. That is world class. And that is only cabbage, potato, onion and cheese pie. It is sensational. If you like rumble-tumps that's on the channel, this is basically rumble-tumps inside a pie casing. Come on. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, delightful. Let's just demolish this pie. Come on. In there. Oh, come on. Fantastic, fantastic pastry. All that cabbage in there, look. Onions, potato. We got that cheesy stringiness. Look at that. That is awesome. Exceptional, fantastic quality meal. Meatless, but you know, tasty. That is really delicious. Really like that. Well, if you like what we're doing, don't forget share with your friends. Tell them all about this meatless pie. It's like a rumble-tumps inside a pastry casing. It is fantastic. If you like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.